All right, good morning, everybody. I am Katherine Johnson with the Richmond Hill Bryan County Chamber of Commerce, and we are glad to have you on our 7th call of our Grits in Government series. This week is our last week of the series, so on Thursday is our last call. We are going to be hearing from Representative Jesse Petrie. So for those of you who stuck with us with all 8 calls or 7 calls so far, we're so glad that you could join us. Today we have 2 guests, which is exciting. Normally we just have 1, but we've got 2 special guests today to give us an update. We have Miss Elise Thornhill with the Economic Development, and then we have Stacey Watson with the Georgia Ports Authority. So we are excited to hear from both of them. We are going to start with Miss Elise Thornhill so that she can give her update, and then we'll turn it over to Stacey. So Elise Thornhill has been working with the Economic Development in Georgia for the past 16 years. She joined the Georgia Department of Economic Development in 2011. She currently serves as the Assistant Director of the Existing Industry and Regional Recruitment Team. In this role, she works in a senior project manager capacity in the coastal region, assisting the 10 communities in Region 12 with expansion and recruitment opportunities to bring jobs and investment to Georgia. As Assistant Director, she works with the other 11 members of the EIRR, Recruitment Team, with training and project work. In 2019, she left the department to work with the Georgia Lottery Corporation. And as the Community Relations Director, representing the Georgia Lottery Corporation and its interests through relationships with business partners and community leaders throughout the southern region of Georgia. In October 2020, she returned to the Georgia Department of Economic Development. Elise is a member of the Georgia Economic Development Association and a graduate of Leadership Camden and Southeast Leadership Georgia, as well as being a board member of Leadership Southeast Georgia and the Southeast Alliance for Development. So we are very honored to have you as one of our guests today. Because we do have 2 guests on the call today, we have some pre-written questions and kind of the topics that we wanted to kind of keep on the call today. So Elise, the first question we have for you is Georgia has been named the #1 state in the nation for business by Site Selection Magazine for an unprecedented 8 years in a row. How has Georgia been able to maintain this status for almost a decade?
Well, thanks for having me today. And let me start by saying that it's extraordinary that we have received this designation again. It's the exciting team-based achievement thanks to our forward-thinking approach and doing the right things the right way very consistently over many years. We like to say when we leave work every day, we arrive the next day wanting to be better than we were the day before. Our top-notch workforce development programs, pro-business environment, along with strong logistics infrastructure, have further solidified the Peach State is the best place in the nation to live, work, raise a family, and start a business. The word is truly getting out. We're working each day as a state sales and marketing arm to make sure it's reaching the right audiences. For instance, these rankings that have added up so consistently to #1 status are determined by site selectors who help business make decisions about where to locate, and they are experts in the field. Site Selection Magazine's rankings are 50% based on an index of 7 criteria and 50% based on surveys that they fill out based on projects they've worked in your state. These criteria are workforce development, workforce skills, transportation infrastructure, ease of permitting, regulatory procedures, along with state and local taxes. Other top rankings where we've been named #1 include cooperative and responsive state government, available real estate, and access to capital. We are very proud of the cooperative and responsive state government notability too. Not everyone can claim that. And we not only claim it, we absolutely back it up. And it makes a huge difference when we're working with companies. It's important for those prospects to see us all working together as one as they come to make visits and inquire about opening their company in Georgia. We're close with the Department of Transportation, Department of Community Affairs, Georgia Ports Authority, and our community assets like our development authorities and chambers of commerce. We market what the communities have. So it is very important for all those people to work together. We're in the business of relationships internally and externally, and that's what makes a difference. We move barriers and make doing business easier.
Well, we are very proud to work with our Development Authority of Bryan County. They have been such a great partner for us and have done such tremendous work in bringing business to Bryan County and industry to Bryan County. So let's see, the second question, how has the pandemic affected project flow for this year and really for the upcoming year?
So it's been interesting. I've been back since October and I don't remember ever being busier. So whether it's world-class auto, whether it's a Peabody award-winning film or a TV show, life-saving medicine or secure payment processing system, there's a good chance that was made in Georgia. And so it's the diversity of Georgia's economy that has always been a priority. As we move forward, a diverse economy is critical in being successful in this pandemic. We remain on record pace for 2021. Just to give you a little bit of insight of our project pipeline currently, we have a strong pipeline of quality projects. This year, we have a 27% increase in potential jobs and a 12% increase in investment in what we have in the pipeline overall. Last year, during the 8 months of the pandemic, we had a 39% increase in job creation and a 43% increase in investment over the same time last year. There's a sharp increase in food processing projects. That's not surprising. We're all cooking at home. We're all doing things like that. And it kind of happened overnight that all of a sudden our grocery stores needed to supply all those things. That accounts for the highest percentage of job creation. The other strong industries include manufacturing, logistics, distribution, and automotive. In the past our economic development partners at every level continue to create economic advancement opportunities, including those provided by the ports of Savannah and Brunswick. I'm not even going to start to get into that because you've got the professional on the call that'll come next and educate everybody on what's going on at the port. And it's exciting every day. During the past 8 months, it's kind of interesting. We've put our projects in 3 pockets. The first pocket were those projects that were already looking and in March hit the brakes. And they waited to get more comfortable with COVID, in the pandemic, and to see how our reactions were going to be. And now they've restarted their projects. That's pot 1. Pot 2, we call them pandemic projects. These are, they saw their business change dramatically and needed to move quickly. As you can imagine, we've all seen investments in Amazon. And in one of our other counties, we have an investment from Purple, the mattress company, as well as Zenith, the Korean mattress company. We're not going to mattress stores to buy mattresses anymore. We're doing it online. So it's all that e-commerce is what we're kind of calling those pandemic projects. And then that last pot are those companies frustrated by their government's reaction to COVID. And now they're looking for locations to invest that had a more reasonable and sustainable approach to lockdowns and shutdowns. So we feel like Georgia's in a great spot for that. This year has been full of challenges, changes, and opportunities, and our department is committed to ensuring that Georgia's economy remains resilient. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Elise. We appreciate that. Y'all are, it's definitely something to say that Georgia's been the #1 state for business. It's something that I'm proud to be a Chamber of Commerce in Georgia. So thank you so much for your time this morning and joining us, and we'll kind of piggyback onto that and not really shift gears, but kind of dive into one of our major economic engines in the state of Georgia, and more specifically in our region. So we'll switch over to Mr. Stacy Watson. So Stacy joined the Georgia Ports Authority in 1992. He has held numerous positions within the Georgia ports. Prior to becoming the Director of Economic and Industrial Development, Stacy held various management positions to include marketing, container operations, and ship operations. He has graduated from Leadership Bryan and Leadership Savannah. We should have him do Leadership Bryan and Leadership Georgia. He serves on several board of directors, include the Union Mission, the Georgia Forestry Association, and the Georgia Economic Developers Association. He's also a member of the Propeller Club of Savannah, the Transportation Club of Savannah, and the Richmond Hill Rotary. Stacy earned his AS in Business Administration from Middle Georgia College in Cochran, Georgia. He then received his Bachelor of Business in Administration and Marketing with an emphasis in Logistics and Intermodal Transportation from Georgia Southern University. Stacy also earned a Master of Business Administration from Webster University in Savannah. Stacy holds the rank of Major in the Georgia Air National Guard, 165th Airlift Wing in Garden City, Georgia, and serves as the Wing Inspector General. Stacy, I did not know all of that about you, so I'm glad I got to read that, but we are so glad to have you join us today. I'm going to have you unmute yourself because I don't think I can do that, and then I've got your questions lined up for you.
Perfect.
Let you tell us a little bit give us an update on the port. So how do you foresee the pandemic continuing to affect business at the Georgia Ports Authority?
Well, that's a great question. And if I could, I'll step back and tell how it affected us at the beginning of the pandemic. We were on track to have another record year. I know people are, always, talking to us about us sandbagging our numbers. The Georgia Ports breaks this record, breaks that record. Well, we were on track to have another record year up until February of this year, when the pandemic actually got kicked into gear, actually started. March, our numbers were down by double digits. April, May, June, down in the high single digits. So the pandemic definitely did affect us. And there is a slide, and it especially affected our fiscal year numbers. Our fiscal years are from, starts in July and goes until June. So for the fiscal year 20, we were down a little less than 1%. And I have a slide that I show all the time that shows and the different parameters on imports and exports and empty containers. As long as there are positive numbers or positive percentages in front of each one of those numbers, I can say that we're doing well. Well, this past fiscal year, we actually had some negatives on there. Our business was down by 0.9%. Imports were actually down by 1.5%. Exports were actually up by almost 1.5% as well. So I hate to use a bad pun, but our exports kind of kept us afloat. So even though we had a negative number for the fiscal year, we did not do as bad. We were down less than 1%. New York and I believe Charleston were down by about 3%. Norfolk and Jacksonville were down by about 6.5%. So even though we actually had a negative number, we fared a lot better than our competing ports. And a lot of it had to do with, exactly as Elise was saying, a lot of it has to do with food products. People are going to continue to eat. So we saw our poultry exports actually go up, and we saw some of the exports on the forest products go up. So staple goods going out, coming back in as a finished product. So in the beginning of the pandemic, it was more of a supply issue for the United States, and it was a supply issue for the ports because all the plants, all the production facilities in China, they were shut down for an extended time period. And we do about 34% of our business with China. So definitely it negatively affected our business. So once those